I'd like to call the Planning Commission meeting for February 24th to order. The first item for action would be approval of the minutes from the previous meeting.
Commissioner Stursa, so move.
Commissioner Hui seconds.
Moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the previous meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. The next item on the agenda would be the open forum. That's a time for community members to discuss things generally that aren't on the agenda or to receive comments that may have been submitted ahead of time. Planner Crosby or Planner Villa, do we get any comments electronically or otherwise?
Chair, no, we did not.
Okay. All right. Seeing no here for the open forum, we'll just continue. The next item would be to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting. Do we have a motion?
Commissioner Hui approves the agenda. Motions to approve the agenda.
And a second?
Commissioner Tarleton seconds.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. The next item on the agenda would be officer elections. Do we have a staff report?
Chair, thank you, we do. The bylaws of the Planning Commission require that the Planning Commission hold an annual organizational meeting at the first regular meeting in February and elect from its membership a chairperson, vice chairperson, and secretary. Any member of the Planning Commission may nominate another member, or they may nominate themselves. A nomination of an officer requires a motion, a second, and a majority vote. According to the bylaws, a majority vote is necessary to first elect a chairperson, and then to elect the remaining officers. The chairperson, vice chairperson, and secretary are to take office immediately upon election and hold office until their successors are elected next year. There is no limit on tenure except for the officer's willingness to serve in such capacity. The chairperson is responsible for conducting all Planning Commission meetings and public hearings. The chairperson is also responsible for representing the commission and dealing with the city council and staff. The vice chairperson fulfills the responsibilities of the chairperson in the event the chairperson is absent, and the secretary assumes these responsibilities when both the chairperson and vice chairperson are absent and signs all minutes and official commission documents. By motion, you may elect a planning commission chairperson, vice chairperson, and secretary.
Thank you. So do we have any nominations for Planning Commission Chair?
I'd like to nominate for chair Commissioner Holmvig Johnson.
All right.
Accept it.
Yes, I would. I will accept that.
And I'll second it.
Right. Any other nominations? All right. Hearing none, then all those in favor of electing Commissioner Holmvig Johnson as chair, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. The next item would be to elect the vice chair. Any nominations?
I would like to nominate Commissioner Stursa for vice chair.
And I would second that. Do you accept the nomination? All right. Any other nominations? All right. Hearing none. All in favor of Commissioner Stursa for vice chair, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Right. And the next item would be the election of the secretary. Any nominations? I would like to nominate Matt, Commissioner Charlton.
I'll accept.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that. Commissioner Hui.
Any other nominations? All right. Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Excellent. The next item on the agenda would be liaisons. Do we have a staff report for that?
Yes, thank you, Chair. The role of a liaison is to keep the Planning Commission informed of other work or decisions happening in the city by attending or watching meetings or reading recent minutes and sharing updates with members of the Planning Commission. A description of each liaison position is in the staff report. I won't read it all, but I will just list what each who holds each liaison position currently. Currently, the Chair Holmvik Johnson holds the City Council liaison position. Commissioner Kowalkowski holds the Community Services Commission liaison position. Commissioner Stursa holds the HRA liaison position. Commissioner Keneally holds the Richfield School Board position. Commissioner Surma holds the Transportation Commission position. Commissioner Hui holds the Chamber of Commerce position. And Commissioner Terrellson holds the Sustainability Commission position. You can discuss and agree upon which commissioner will serve as liaison to any board or commission. I don't think you necessarily need to motion, but you can just discuss and agree upon it.
Anyone have feelings about this? Go ahead, Commissioner.
Chair, I was just going to say I've been serving as the liaison to the Chamber of Commerce, and it's fine. I'm happy to do it. I'm generally sharing information with them about the goings on of the Planning Commission. It's very rare that there's anything at all that comes up that I bring to this commission. So I'm happy to do that, continue to do that. It's fine. But if there's a need for a different liaisonship that would be more impactful, I'm happy to do that as well. I just wanted to bring it up as offered up if someone wanted to exit one, or if there's one that's unattended right now, I'd be happy to chat about that too. So I just wanted to open that up.
Commissioner Kolkowski, I am interested in trying out some new commissions. So yeah, would you be willing to step down from Chamber of Commerce?
Are we trading? Is that what's happening?
I'm
What's your liaison?
Community services.
Okay. How often and when do they meet?
Every month. And they're pretty good with updates. I just read the agenda minutes and get a good grasp of what's going on. Big focus right now is Wood Lake.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Okay. Cool. We can kind of see what everyone else does.
No one else wants community services? All right. Who else? We have community services and we have Chamber of Commerce. All right, so we still need City Council. And I would be happy to turn that one over or continue. My preference would be to do City Council or School Board, but I have no strong feelings about any of them.
I was just going to add that I'm happy with HRA, so would be happy continuing it unless somebody else wants to take it over.
If anyone else interested in HRA or City Council? All right, then yeah, we can continue with that. So we still need Sustainability, Transportation, and School Board.
I'm happy to stay on sustainability unless anyone else wants it.
Right.
I'm happy with where I'm at unless there's a big shakeup. It sounds like everyone's pretty content though, and folks who wanted to change have switched, so I think we're sounding pretty content. Unless I'm wrong, but if you're not.
Everyone?
Is everyone
Happy
Minnesota
with
nicing their commission for their liaisonships? Oh, no, it's fine.
So-
Yeah, if you wanted to switch, is it city, I'm sorry, remind me the name of it again? Community Services. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You are? All right.
Why not? Yeah.
All right. We can just say by unanimous consent then, so unless someone has an objection, we'll just keep going.
Commissioner Keneally will remain on
School Board.
School Board?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess, yeah.
He's not here, so we'll pick one.
Right? You can talk about it next year.
All right. So the next item on the agenda would be the review of the Planning Commission bylaws. Can we get the report?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Part 3, Section 3 of the bylaws requires that the Planning Commission review the bylaws each year at the February organizational meeting. The city has selected Civic Plus as our new agenda building software platform. This new system will streamline the creation of agendas and packets for both the City Council and all commissions, all within a single platform. As we begin the process of creating templates for our agendas in the new system, we would like to make things more uniform. The council and the HRA and the EDA all have the same order of operations, with the open forum occurring before the approval of the minutes. The Planning Commission has approval of the minutes before the open forum. Therefore, staff proposes changing the order of operations to put the open forum before approval of the minutes. If any of the commissioners have any other change they'd like to consider, now would be a good time to bring it up for discussion. By motion, you can amend the recommended staff changes for the bylaws.
Commissioner Hui, I have a question. So we approve the agenda after the open forum, but the open forum is for items that are not on the agenda. What happens if something is added to the agenda after, you know what I mean? Should the open forum be after we've landed on an agenda so we can decide what will be discussed at the open forum that's not on the agenda?
I think the practice about open forum for things on the agenda, that is just the suggestion, but people are free. I mean, that's what we just say. We say, like, generally for items not on the agenda, but I think the way it's written, someone could talk about something on the agenda.
Sure, my thought was if someone comes in on a
Because
new, fresh, hot topic and then we want to add it to the agenda, it's like, okay, great, we should have that conversation later, you know?
I think that was discussed, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. I believe we amended the bylaws to change, to put it in that order, because I think it used to be we approved the agenda, then there was the open forum. But I think other commissions had the open forum first as well, and the idea was that if something were to come up, we could then add it to the agenda, amend the proposed agenda, and proceed from there. I think that was a year or two ago. City staff could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we had this discussion.
Chair and Commissioners, actually, the reason why we made that change a year or so ago was because we were unable to change it in the platform and that we're using now, and we wanted the bylaws to amend with our, to align with our actual practices. But I think it makes sense to have the forum first, because then you, if there was a desire to, you could add it to the agenda. Yeah.
Any other discussion? All right, we would need a motion to adopt the staff recommendations for bylaws changes.
Commissioner Tarleton makes a motion to amend Part 1, Section 7 of the Planning Commission bylaws.
Commissioner Hui seconds.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to amend the bylaws. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Right. The amendments are adopted. And the next item on the agenda then would be the scheduling of meetings for the next year. Do we have a report on that?
Yes, thank you, Chair. During last year's bylaws review, the Planning Commission indicated a preference for annual rescheduling of Planning Commission meetings that fall on city-observed holidays. This year, the May meeting falls on Memorial Day. Staff recommends rescheduling the May meeting to Wednesday, May 28th, which would be the next date that the chambers are available. The other alternative would be Tuesday, the 20th. While the December meeting for 2025 does not fall on a holiday, the Planning Commission has traditionally voted to reschedule this meeting earlier due to end-of-year travel arrangements. Staff recommends rescheduling the December meeting to 2 weeks earlier, Monday, December 8th. Some of the other days that would be available were not available, so that's why it's a little bit early. Attached to the staff report is a list of basically all of the holidays for the following year, and the proposed alternative dates for Planning Commission meetings. And then you can motion to approve the rescheduling of each of the meetings, and if there's any other meeting you'd like to discuss, you can bring it up now.
All right, any discussion? If I remember last year, we had quite a long discussion to iron this out, and this was kind of what we came up with.
I think we went around in circles and came back to how we had it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this seems to make the most sense.
And with that said, I would like to make a motion to the rescheduling of the May Planning Commission meeting from Monday, May 26th to Wednesday, May 28th. Can I also make to move the December 22nd meeting to December 8th?
Commissioner Hui heartily seconds.
All right. All those in favor of changing the dates of the May and December meetings, please say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, that is adopted. The next item would be liaison reports, so Community Services Advisory.
Yes, so.
Is your mic on?
Wood Lake design plans are nearing completion. Construction bids opened up last week, and then a presentation will be given to City Council about the exhibits at Wood Lake. They've also appointed a new person on a 3-year term to the Friends of Wood Lake Board, approved by consensus.
Excellent. The next item would be City Council, and I do not have a report. So then we would have HRA. Stursa.
No report.
All right. School Board, he is not here. Transportation Commission.
Yes, the Transportation Commission met on February 5th, and their main topic was a presentation by staff from Metro Transit discussing proposed changes to bus stop locations as part of the Nicollet Avenue reconstruction that will take place in 2026. They presented some data on bus stop usage along Nicollet and where they're proposing to consolidate bus stops along that corridor and gather feedback from the commissioners.
All right. Thank you. Chamber of Commerce.
No report.
All right. And Sustainability.
No report.
All right. The next thing on the agenda then would be City Planners Reports. Planner via Planner Crosby.
Thank you, Chair and Commissioners. On January 28th, the City Council approved the second reading of the amendment to the sign code to permit dynamic drive-through signs for those businesses that have drive-throughs. Also, on January 28th, the City Council had a work session to discuss limiting short-term rentals, but we're undecided on the minimum duration to be imposed. They asked staff to solicit feedback from the broader community, so we have put together a survey that was released on February 13th and will close on March 7th. On February 11th, the City Council approved the site plan for the Wood Lake Nature Center, we did anticipate the center would be closed and demoed in early March, but now it's looking like that is being pushed back by a month or so. And then on February 19th, Johnny Opara with J.O. Companies hosted a neighborhood open house for the Penn Station Apartments project. The open house was located at the Wood Lake Nature Center and was sparsely attended. The apartments project would be located at 6501 and 6525 Penn Avenue, so kind of right across from the Arc Value Village and the America's Best Eyeglasses. There is a correction that is needed. This open house for the Loose Line Food Hall project at the amphitheater site was postponed. We're hoping that it'll be rescheduled in early March. So scratch that from your calendars if you had planned on attending. And then finally, MICC is still working to refine their plans and has tentatively scheduled a joint City Council Planning Commission work session for Tuesday, April 22nd at 6 p.m. Thanks.
Thank you.
Questions?
Any questions? I might ask that when you find out about the rescheduled food hall, if you could send out an email to us.
Certainly. Will do.
Because I think that's one that will have high community interest, and so it might be good if at least some of us can go.
Oh, and Ruby just just reminded me that we have not had any formal land use applications for the March meeting. We always wait until the public notice deadline before formally canceling the meeting, but it's looking like it's going to be canceled. Yeah, thanks.
Any other questions about the planner's report? All right. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Commissioner Hui motions to adjourn the meeting.
Commissioner Surma seconds.
All right, all those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Right, we stand adjourned.